What is going on, everyone, and welcome to my review of the remake of Psycho, directed by Gus Van Sant and released in 1998. This is a film that I only just watched for the first time last night. I had sworn off ever watching it, but I can't say that curiosity didn't get the best of me, because it did. So as I said earlier, Psycho was directed by Gus Van Sant and it stars Vince Vaughn as Norman Bates, Anne H as... Vince Vaughn as Norman Bates. I can't even do the fucking cast list properly. This is insane. Anne H as Marion Crane, Viggo Mortensen as Sam Loomis, William H. Macy as Detective Arbogast, Robert Forster as the psychiatrist, and Julianne Moore as Lila. What possessed these people to do this? What possessed Gus Van Sant to do this? Who thought that Vince Vaughn as Norman Bates was a good idea? So you know the story of Psycho. You have Marion Crane that steals a shitload of money from her employer. It went from $40,000 in the original 1960s film to $400,000 in 1998 to adjust for inflation. She's on the run and she goes by and stops at the Bates Motel, and Vince Vaughn is standing there being fucking weird, which I can't tell if that's just Norman Bates or Vince Vaughn being himself. And she realises that Vince Vaughn's kind of fucked up, and then she gets stabbed to death in the shower by... So this is a shot-for-shot remake, almost entirely shot-for-shot remake, and almost entirely line-for-line as well. I'd say it's 95% the exact same dialogue of the original film. The only difference is that the actors are for some reason saying it a lot less enthusiastically, sometimes still speaking kind of with those different 1960s inflections, just ever so slightly. You can notice it, especially with Anne H. She sounds like she's trying to sound like Janet Leigh, which is weird because it's 1998 and fucking Rob Zombie's on the radio. It's really strange. So it's shot for shot and it's in colour. I can't say that I'm not fascinated by this film, because I seriously am. What made Gus Van Sant, just coming off of Good Will Hunting, to go, I'm going to do a remake of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. I'm going to bring nothing new to the table. I'm just going to make it in colour. I'm going to do shot for shot, just about line for line, tweak a couple of lines here and there. Oh, actually, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to have a close-up on Anne H's fucking ass crack. And then, for some reason, I'm going to splice a image of a cow standing in the middle of the road here. And then I'm also going to splice in an image of some naked woman lying like a French girl. What? Those shots, when Detective Arbogast is being stabbed, what is with those shots? Can someone tell me why there is a cow and a woman spliced into the frame? Can someone explain to me what the point of that was? I'm not going to say that it doesn't kind of freak me out, because it's just like, oh, what is that? What is that? It's so strange. Now, if I had to give this film credit for one thing that it does better, well, not even better, just one welcome addition, is the very final shot of the film when the car's being pulled out of the swamp. Instead of just cutting to black like it did in the original with the end, the camera actually just starts to pan out a bit more over the swamp, and you have this really, really creepy song. I will admit, really creepy, where you have these two guitars. One's kind of going up the chromatic scale and the other one's going down. And it makes it feel like you're in a dream, because then there are points when the guitar starts to be played in reverse, which is really weird. I can't say that that isn't creepy, because it is. It is, but I don't know if I find it creepy within the context of the film, or just creepy because the film kind of feels like Gus Van Sant snuck a phone or a camera into his nightmares and filmed it. I'm so confused. This does feel like a weird dream that someone would have had after watching Psycho for the first time put onto film. I'm endlessly fascinated by it. Why they decided to do this. I'm just baffled at its existence. It's so bizarre. It is so bizarre. The rearranged score sounds terrible. It's lost all of its punch. So then you get to the iconic scenes like, the reveal, which is just laugh out loud funny with Vince Vaughn, and the skeleton looks horrible, and then there's spiders coming out of the eyes. It looks just really weird. It's just dreadful. It's just absolutely dreadful. And normally I just write this off as just a shitty remake, but why? Is it like almost shot for shot? Why was it directed by Gus Van Sant? Why has it got this A-list cast? What were they trying to prove? Beats me. And I've seen some people say, yeah, okay, well, you can't technically say it's a bad film because it's basically just exactly the same as Hitchcock's, just in colour. Well, no, yes I can. Because the editing is trying to mimic Hitchcock's editing, but it's failing. The performances aren't nearly as good as they were in Hitchcock's version. The colour completely kind of disregards the purpose of the original. The reason it was black and white is because Norman is a black and white character. He's a person of two halves. That's why black and white was so useful and creative in the original. This just misses the point entirely. And if this was a student film or something, I think I would be very kind to it. But when it's an actual film that we are being charged money to see, it's really bizarre. It is so strange. So the Psycho remake, as much as it's a competently made film in aspects, because it's literally just copying and pasting something that was done before, it has no reason to exist. It does nothing better than the original. It does a hell of a lot of things a whole lot worse. It is fucking terrible. So that is my ramble, kind of delirious fever dream review of a delirious fever dream film. Let me know if you actually enjoy this film, because there is something alluring about it. Doesn't stop it from being dreadful. But yeah, let me know what you thought. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this film. Review, pardon me. I'm losing my mind today, people. I haven't been able to think straight. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Bye.